Greetings and salutations! We're back to looking at, ending this video series that we're talking about, which is, talking about the original run of Star Wars. In this case, the original series, episodes 4, 5, and 6. In this case, I'm looking at Return of the Jedi. And, one of the things that, the original title of the film was supposed to be Revenge of the Jedi. But George Lucas thought, no, Jedi do not have revenge.
Return revenge!
They do not have revenge. So, yeah, sort of like how in, the last film, George Lucas did not direct it. So, they had Richard Marquand, I believe, as director for this film. This film came out in May 25th, 1983, and had a box office return of $482 million at the box office.
Cha-ching!
What was the actual story about this film? Well, the crew, in this case, Luke and Leia and the droids, and as well as Chewbacca, Princess Leia, and Han Solo, they're all basically saying, okay, we need to try to take the battle to Vader. So, in a way, they help out the rebels to try to say, okay, remember the Death Star? Well, they decided to make it Death Star too.
Rise, my friend.
The Death Star will be completed on schedule.
You've done well, Lord Vader. And now I sense you wish to continue your search for young Skywalker.
To show the true power of the dark side. One of the things that makes this film honestly pretty great, there's quite a lot of them, so I cannot just say one thing, is whether it is having the aspect of, is having the big, humongous, dog fights inside of the Death Star itself, and the end of the film when everyone is just, because at the end of the first film, they were trying to destroy it, so this time they have, able to take ships inside of it to try to blow it up. So, that bit of sequence is actually kind of a lot of fun. And, another thing that happens in this film as well is that I think, what makes it this film awesome as well is, the rescue of Han Solo at the beginning of the film when we have, okay, he's out of the carbonite, and eventually, okay, we have, Leia and her sexy, bikini, which... As it would also be, yes, the character of Boba Fett would return in this film, but... yes, he has, a larger expansion of a story when it comes to the books. But after, Han and Chewie are trying to save Leia, and everyone is, about to be feed to the Starlight Pit. This happens. And yes, eventually the story of Boba Fett would have its continuation in the series, The Book of Boba Fett, which some people like, some people did not like. So I'm not going to talk about that until perhaps we actually talk about that show. So, because that wouldn't be fair to talk about it in this. And yeah, I kind of think, like, say, compared to the, Revenge, not Revenge, The Empire Strikes Back, this story is kind of not as, not as a lighter tone, one would say.
Darth Vader. Und Czenkowski zum die Death Star. Os Michi and Jedi, Obi-Wan Kenobi, I Manomachu Vader con Yumno. Utabe. Yes, R2, I was just coming to that.
Instead of, like, say, there's a force of, like, evil darkness all around the characters, consuming them in a way. Like, say, this one, it has more of a, almost fun kind of vibes, whether it is having the Ewoks and that on the planet of Endor. So they had to use either children or actually at the same time actors that were dwarfs as well. And I gotta say, yes, one of the things that makes the sequence on Endor fun, at least I think so, are the moments where Lucas say, C-3PO, use your powers as a god, and then he's just making him float in the air. And one of the most recognizable moments of the film, I think, when you probably think of A Return of the Jedi, is the speeder bike chase.
Move closer! Get alongside that one!
Because, whenever, someone thinks of Return of the Jedi, that is, a standout moment. I do, there are kind of other callbacks to other previous moments, Empire Strikes Back, whether it is, Han and Leia saying, I love you, I know, back and forth. And, which is fun. I guess, I'm, looking back at it, I do wish there was more darker moments of the film, but I can see how, can be some moments of the film, whether it is when Vader is, having to fight Luke, and, him going, say, if you will not turn to the dark side, maybe your sister will.
He will.
And then Luke goes all boss mode on his dad. I gotta say, when it comes to, you gotta remember, this is still, the beginning. We did not know, as viewers, there's gonna be more movies coming out relatively soon. So, yeah, you had that going on. And it's still a lot of fun when you think about it. To, enjoy, all the things that are going on. And looking back, I gotta just say, I like the film. Do I wish the film had some more darker elements? Harrison Ford at one point has been saying in the past how he wished Han Solo had been, kept, excuse me, how he'd been, just kept, gone or something like that. And eventually that would happen in, The Force Awakens. I can see his perspective in that, maybe as a story element, it would have been a idea to have, even though his character was already sacrificed in Empire Strikes Back, what if, something darker did happen? But if you actually want to see ideas like that, check out Fan Subscription, who I'm not being sponsored by. Because they have a lot of fun doing all this stuff. So, I'm going to be seeing y'all next time, because this film is a lot of fun. At least I think so.
Subscribe! Subscribe! Are we a magazine?
No, we're just supposed to say it.
Oh. Subscribe! Subscribe!
See you next time.